2006, a time when we didn't have the MCU, no Avengers, and no Spider-Man swinging Indian skyscrapers. But we had one and only superhero, and his name was a movie that was not just watched, but truly felt some core connection with it, and surrounded by crowd just as excited as you when they hear name of Krrish. For every 90s and early 20s kid, Krrish was more than just a movie. It was an emotion. But why does it feel like so nostalgic? Let's find out. Point number 1 is every Indian kid's first superhero. Before Iron Man and Thor took over our screens, we had Krrish jumping over mountains and saving people. I tried jumping like Krrish after watching the movie and probably failed very badly. And how many people remember wearing a black mask and pretending to be Krrish on the streets? But we were not Krrish, we were just embarrassing ourselves. Actually, the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially started with Iron Man in 2008. In 2006, there is no Marvels. So, at that time, there are mostly standalone films like Superman, X-Men, Batman Begins, like no Indian representation in Hollywood superheroes. Hollywood superheroes like Spider-Man, Batman are not set in India. Krrish, on the other hand, was made for Indian people and represented our culture and action style. Before Krrish, India had fantasy heroes like Shaktiman, G-Man, Mr. India, but no big budget superhero film, a proper origin story and a high scale action. Krrish was a first Indian superhero to have a franchise, superpowers and a global scale of storytelling, like shooting in Singapore, high quality VFX for the time. These are the crucial points for the Krrish success. And no Spider-Man swinging before the gateway of India. And the second point is, Krrish is a sequel to an iconic movie. Krrish was not just another superhero film. It carried forward the emotional legacy of Koi Milgaya, a movie that had already won so many people's hearts across the India. Koi Milgaya was not just about aliens and science fiction. It was a deeply touching story of Rohit, a simple boy who found an unexpected friend in Jadu. We laughed with him, cried for him, and celebrated his transformation when Jadu gave him superhuman abilities. So when Krrish came along, it felt like a natural evolution. Rohit's son Krishna inheriting his father's powers and taking them to the next level. Watching Krishna grow from an innocent village boy to a masked superhero was not just exciting. It felt like watching Bollywood itself take a leap into a new era of storytelling. And the third point is, so many people feels like Krrish is like a Desi Spiderman. What? Let's be honest. Krrish had the same superhero energy as Spider-Man, just with better dance moves, no webbing dependency. Krrish had all the deserving things of a classic superhero. His signature mask, gravity-defying rooftop jumps, and a backstory filled with emotions and destiny. Hollywood had Spider-Man swinging between skyscrapers. We had Krrish leaping over mountains, dodging coconuts in villages. His fight sequences, Parker-like moments, and dramatic slow-motion landings gave every Indian kid the same enjoy as watching Peter Parker in action. But what made Krrish unique was his Desi charm. He was not just fighting with villains, he was also dancing, romancing, but not like that what you thought. It was the perfect blend of superhero action and completely relatable, but not like Hollywood superheroes. Krrish's strength came from his Indian values. And the fourth point is, it's a Hrithik Roshan's golden era. Hrithik Roshan was at his best in Krrish. He didn't just play a superhero, he lived it with his power-packed action, effortless charisma, and unmatched screen presence. He was the ultimate superhero, ripped like a warrior, charismatic like a legend, and danced with a precision, unmatched agility. No hero could ever match his presence on the screen. Let's not forget Dil Na Liya, a song that made every kid want to attempt. His screen presence was electrifying, whether he was leaping across rooftops, delivering high energy fight sequences, everything. But what truly made Hrithik stand out was his versatility. He was not just about action, he tackles with emotion and grace to the role, making Krishna relatable. And the point number 5 is the innocence of 2006 cinema. That's the year it was released. Watching Krrish in a theater was a once in a lifetime experience. No OTT, no streaming, just pure excitement. First day, first show, and people enjoying when Krrish took off his mask. There was no spoilers on social media, no endless breakdown videos on YouTube, just the raw, unfiltered joy of experiencing a film on the big screen. There was a certain charm to the Bollywood back then. Films were not just trying to be hyper realistic or overloaded with CGI. They are all about feel good storytelling, emotions, and pure entertainment. That was the magic of early Bollywood. Simple stories, no complicated CGI, just entertainment. And my final thoughts on this topic is Krrish 4 has been in talks for years. Fans have waited, speculated, and excited for everything about the movie. But the question is, Bollywood ready to bring back its biggest superhero with today's advanced VFX? Just imagine. Hrithik Roshan returning stronger than ever in a world where superheroes dominate global cinema. But here is the real doubt. Should Bollywood restart Krrish, or is it time to create a new brand superhero for this generation? With this much technology, a Krrish comeback could be epic. One thing is for sure, no matter how many superheroes come and go, Krrish will always in our hearts. Don't forget to comment your favorite moment of Krrish, and finally don't forget to subscribe.